Let's talk about what happened in Bristol, Tennessee.
Oh, that was really interesting. The way
That was really bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, the way they set up that field. I mean, what's your take on this?
Okay, so this was the Speedway Classic, Cincinnati Reds, Atlanta Braves. We had talked about it on Thursday, and I was really amped to watch it on Saturday. So here we get to 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. I shove everything off my table. I'm going to kick back with a Mountain Dew, and I'll watch this. Well, they go to a live shot. I had seen pictures of the stadium or of the Speedway and how they had laid it out for baseball. I said, "This is pretty cool." And they had sold 86,000 tickets. I get there and there's tarp on the stadium. I said, "No, it's raining." And I went and checked up on the Weather Channel. Yeah, there's rain in Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol, Virginia, which it's a city that's split by the state line, and the Speedway is in Bristol, Tennessee. I said, "Oh, shoot." So I sat there. And I know Kevin Burkhardt, who's the lead anchor of the pregame show for Fox. And I sat there. And then I sat there. And I sat there for 2 hours. Yeah. And it drove me crazy because you got Big Papi and you got A-Rod, A-Fraud, Alex Rodriguez, and you got Burkhardt. And they're talking back and forth, back and forth.
Too.
And Jeter. And they're running produced pieces. And I said, they're never going to get this game in. So I wandered away, did something else, tuned back in. And finally, after 2 hours of listening to those guys talk, they were in the first inning. I said, okay, kick back here. Now, it's really late there. It was after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Tennessee time. Kick back. And they get into the first inning, and it starts to rain again. And then it rained buckets. And they finally suspended the game in the bottom of the first inning. Anyhow, they came back and played it yesterday. The fans, everybody had rain checks. More people showed up. They sold, get this, John, they sold 91,000 tickets for the game to watch it. They had 91,103, I think was the final attendance stat for the game on Sunday that had started Saturday night after the rain delay. So it was a great event. Now immediately when the game was over, and they showed video. The Braves and Reds players were going to their buses to catch their flights to move on to the next series. They had all the cranes in there tearing up the turf. They have to rebuild all the safety walls around that portion of the track because they knocked the walls down to put the stands in. Mm-hmm. So it's really interesting. It went very well. Now, that's not the only storyline. Coors Field, Colorado. Yeah. We've seen a lot of baseball on TV from Coors.
Yeah.
I went to one game there. What an experience. Thin air, humidors, the whole 9 yards.
It's a nice experience, though. I'll say that.
Exactly. Now you add into it what a really wretched Colorado Rockies team we have. So the Rockies are playing the Pittsburgh Pirates on the weekend. Pittsburgh scores 9 runs in the top of the first. 9.
Wow.
9-0. Game goes on. I checked the scoreboard later. They're in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Rockies win the game, 17-16.
It's a football score.
No, it's Coors Canaveral. So 40 hits in the ball game, 14 bases on balls. That freaking thing went on forever and ever. Colorado 17, Pittsburgh Pirates 16. So those are interesting sidebar notes in addition to just the Speedway Classic.
Yeah, I mean, I was cool with, like you say, the way they set up that field. It would have been great to see that. I mean, you can't blame the organizers of this. It's Mother Nature.
Sure.
But it just set up so nicely. And they had the whole NASCAR theme was baked into the broadcast. Like the way they announced their starting lineup, it looked like, the leaderboard for a NASCAR race. And the guys had like NASCAR numbers on their jersey.
And NASCAR hats.
Yeah. Like the Reds had the checkerboard. And I think
had the fire.
The fire for the Braves. Yeah. And then a lot of these other players, were like NASCAR guys, they grew up in the South where it was a big part of the culture. So it's set up to be a great event. But the whole time I kept thinking is I bet you they're trying to do whatever they can to make this an official game, because at some point, don't they have to refund 92,000 people? And
well, they rain checked them. I'd forgotten that neither team was scheduled to play on Sunday. So they played it on Sunday, and then those guys went and got on their charter flights and
off
flew
they
to
go.
The next series. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a really cool setup. I hope they do more of those sorts of things.
Yeah, concur. Okay, that's all things baseball. Feel free. Fans Forum chat box is open. You can throw a high hard one at me or plunk him if you want. We go from that